The world's a dangerous place. Get the industry's original and most trusted laser sighting system from Crimson Trace. A laser and light systems will enhance your effectiveness and help keep you and your family out of harm's way.
I'm a gun owner.
Your views, advice, and questions are the driving force of Gun Talk.
I don't think that guns are scary things.
Visit us online at www.guntalk.com. Call Tom now at 866-TALK-GUN, 866-825-5486. Let us know what you think about the gun-related issues of the day. Now, back to Gun Talk.
All right, we're back with you. Tom Gresham, 866-TALK-GUN will get you here. We'll get to our guest in just a minute, but I did want to get this call in. Lyle has called in. He's on 4 from Phoenix, Arizona. Lyle, I was hoping somebody was going to call in about this. How you doing?
Great. I don't understand how they can get him on ammunition when it's not illegal to own it.
Okay, let me back up because nobody knows what we're talking about yet. In Washington, D.C., a gentleman by the name of Witeschek, I believe it is, Mark Witeschek, he has been found guilty of having ammunition when he had one shotgun shell that had misfired, but they got him for having muzzleloader bullets, not cartridges, not ammunition. These are like lumps of lead. These are rocks, in essence. And now he has been forced to put himself on the gun offender registry. And it's no mistake and it's no coincidence that they make it sound like a sex offender registry. The man doesn't even live in Washington, D.C. anymore, but this is D.C. And Emily Miller has done a great job of writing about this. Lyle, you and I both are in the same place. We're saying, how can this happen? Well, it's being appealed, and the judge actually probably didn't believe in this, and maybe it gets overturned. But he had to go in and sign up, get his picture taken, get fingerprinted, get photographed, get the whole deal, to put himself on the gun offender registry, like a sex offender. And this is in our nation's capital. It makes me sick to my stomach to hear this. What's your reaction on all this?
I'm glad I live out here in Arizona, but that is so ridiculous and stupid, it's unbelievable. What's wrong with the lawyers? I realize they're probably all of one party and they're anti-gunners, but this is stupid.
Well, he's going to work on an appeal, and we'll keep you posted on that. In the meantime, for anybody who is really interested in this, you ought to be looking at Emily Miller's writings about this at the Washington Times. If go to Washington Times website, you'll see her work. Emily has become a really good reporter on gun rights issues, so check that out. This is one of those stories that you end up scratching your head and then getting mad and then feeling just sick that elected officials and police officers, police departments, would actually arrest somebody, charge them, and then convict them for having lumps of lead, which is really that's all that a muzzle-loading bullet is. It's the projectile that goes out the end. You can't fire it. Anyway, we'll leave that to another time. You know that we talk a good bit, and I try to bring you as much information as I can about self-defense stories, people who use guns to defend themselves. Sometimes they have to fire. Many times they don't. The anti-gun folks always say, well, that just never happens, or that hardly ever happens. Well, it happens all the time. And a friend of mine has put together an excellent book. He's got a new version of it out right now. Chris Bird joins us. He's the author of Thank God I Had a Gun, second edition. Hey, Chris, why second edition?
Well, because I've got a few more stories in there that I didn't have in the first edition, and I managed to keep the price the same, $19.95, because I got a better deal on printing. But there's a few new stories that I think are important, particularly the first one, that was where it received absolutely no national publicity at all. And it happened between, I think, the Aurora shooting and the Sikh temple shooting a couple of years ago. It involved a guy called Vic Stacy, and he lived in a trailer park in central Texas, and there was a guy there called Charlie Connor, and Connor didn't get along with anybody. Particularly, he got crosswise with a couple who had two dogs, and he accused the dogs of pooping around his trailer. And so on a July day, around about 100 degrees, I guess, he went back to his trailer after arguing with them, got a 9mm, went back over there, shot and killed the husband, shot both dogs, shot and killed the wife. And at the time, Vic Stacy was in his trailer watching, of all things, a Rambo movie. And he heard the shots, and he looked out the window, couldn't see anything, thought somebody was just practicing or plinking. Shots are not unusual in central Texas. And so he gets a phone call moments later from a neighbor, Phil Brown, who was woken up by what was going on. And Brown said, Vic, get over here, bring your gun, we got a dead guy here. And so Vic thought he was joking to start with, and then he got his Colt Python, 6-shot, .357 Magnum revolver, stuffed it down his pants, and started to walk over. As he walked over to Brown's RV, he saw Charlie Connor. Now Connor's coming out of his trailer with a Marlin 30-30 with a scope on it. And he gets to Phil Brown's trailer. At that point, the first police officer rolls in.
I know this story. I read about this story. This guy ends up shooting at the police officer, and this guy makes an incredible shot with his Python, didn't he?
57 yards. Yeah, he thought that the police officer's life was in danger, so he took a two-handed shot, leaning across Phil Brown's the hood of Phil Brown's RV, and hit Connor in the thigh. Connor went down, started shooting at him, and by this time the police officer had got his AR out, and between the two of them, they finished him off. And the sheriff was very complimentary of Vic, and so last year, just over a year ago, in March, he presented Vic with a plaque. And 2 days later, our governor, Rick Perry, presented Vic with a 308 LaRue Tactical semi-automatic rifle.
That's terrific.
And nobody was there taking pictures but me. So there was
the media ignored it.
Yeah, the media ignored it totally. Sure. And except for local media, the Brownwood Bulletin and I think one TV station. But
hey, Chris, let me ask you now. Hey, Chris, let me jump in here because we're going to be running short on time. You got the new edition of Thank God I Had a Gun. All these collection of great stories like this. How do people get a hold of it?
They can get it on Amazon, or you can order it through any bookstore, or you can get it directly from me by calling my toll-free number, 888-700-4333.
Okay, 888-700-4333?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. I know that you either are in or you just went to Ohio to teach teachers about guns and gun handling so we could have armed teachers. Tell me real quickly about that program. What's going on there?
Actually, I was monitoring it because I was planning on writing an article and a book about it. But basically, they had 24 teachers at Tactical Defense Institute. Sorry, and this was put on. There are now apparently the Buckeye Firearms Association has a foundation, and they have been paying for the teachers to go to this. They pick up the the hotel room and the cost of the course. The course is put on by John Banner, who has been teaching people how to shoot for years. They have excellent law enforcement. About 3 students per instructor. So there were 8 instructors there. And Jim Irving is the guy who is the head of the Buckeye Firearms Association. And so far they've got 30 school districts in the last year to agree to arm teachers or staff members. And they were really keen on doing this, and I think they got a lot out of the course.
That is amazing. It's great stuff. All right, Chris, I loved your book. It's titled Thank God I Had a Gun. You can get it on Amazon, or you can call Chris directly, 888-700-4333. Chris Bird is the author. You can also check out some of his other books. When you get to Amazon, you'll see all these other books you've done. Chris, thank you. And look, keep us posted on what's going on with the armed teachers, because that's going to be growing all over the country.
We certainly hope so. Yeah, it's a great program.
All right. Listen, thank you so much. Chris Bird, really interesting book. It's, you know what? It's just what it is. It's intellectual ammunition. It's the kind of stuff you need when somebody's saying, well, does that really happen? Do people really use guns for self-defense? You go, yeah. Let me tell you about this woman. Let me tell you about this guy. Let me tell you about this teenager who saved his family. It's all in there. The book is Thank God I Had a Gun. All right. Open lines, 866-TALK-GUN. Give me a shout.
Brownells proudly celebrates 75 years of history and heritage as the world's first choice for firearms, accessories, ammunition, and gunsmithing tools. So whether you're a gunsmith in need of parts and supplies, a new shooter looking for the perfect holster, or a skilled competitor seeking the latest gear, Brownells has what you need. And best of all, every purchase comes with the industry's only forever satisfaction guarantee. Visit us at brownells.com.
What's that?
It's my Trijicon.
What's a Trijicon?
Only the best rifle scope in the world.
Says who?
How about the U.S. Marine Corps, Special Forces, Navy SEALs? You heard of these guys?
Sure.
Well, they're all using Trijicons.
Let me see it. Wow, this is really sharp.
And a lot of professional hunters are using Trijicon, too. You probably caught it on some TV and radio shows.
Yeah, I have heard some of them swear by their Trijicon.
I swear by it.
You know, I could have been a Navy SEAL.
Well, the closest you're going to get now is buying a Trijicon.
Hey.
Trijicon is the brand of rifle scopes that more and more hunters are swearing by. That's because every Trijicon is handcrafted using the finest optic materials. The bright aiming point can guarantee you a great hunt from dawn to dusk. Get your Trijicon at a dealer near you or visit them on the web at Trijicon.com. That's Trijicon.com. Trijicon. Brilliant aiming solutions.
If you're looking for a safe and trusted way to sell your firearms, look no further than Dury's Gun Shop. I trusted them to sell my dad's collection. They built their business for over 50 years on honesty and customer service. Dury's Guns will buy any size collection or estate, none too big or too small. Selling your firearms to Dury's Guns is easy. Go with the pros. I trust Dury's Guns. Dury'sGuns.com.
Are you looking for a place to shoot? The National Shooting Sports Foundation has a great website called wheretoshoot.org. It's the largest database of shooting ranges on the internet. It's also a great resource for shooters where you can find video tips, printable targets, and a lot more. Find it online at wheretoshoot.org. And while you're there, download their free iPhone app. That's wheretoshoot.org.
Gun Talk encourages you to support the local sporting goods store, gun stores, ATV dealers, and other local businesses in your area who advertise on this station and Gun Talk. Only together can we protect our rights. You're listening to Tom Gresham's Gun Talk.
And we're back with you. By the way, kudos to the folks in Georgia. Man, they have, the legislature there has passed some incredibly good laws, gun laws, in the last week. I think where we are now is they're going to the governor's desk at this point. And it's being called the Guns Everywhere bill. Essentially, it permits, I'm reading from the story here, citizens of the Peach State to lawfully carry guns in every location in the state, quote unquote. Not included are jails, courthouses, government buildings, etc. But airports, bars, restaurants, those places, basically taking some of the restrictions off of legal, law-abiding people who want to carry. All right, way to go. I hope the governor signs that. Line 2, Matthew is in East Grand Forks, Minnesota. Hey, Matthew.
Hello, sir.
How can I help you?
A couple years ago, I built a gas compression AR. I recently gotten a job in law enforcement in a small town near here. Excuse me. And the chief said it was all right if we get qualified. We can use our own just because we're more familiar with them. I was wondering if you think it'd be worth the money to build a piston-driven one just because they hold up better and just with the extreme difference in weathers up here, if that would be a good idea.
Well, first of all, the question is it worth the money? No one knows that. Everybody always asks me, is this gun worth it? Well, I don't know. If you like it and you want it, it's worth it. Now, as to whether you need a piston-driven AR or patrol rifle, no, of course not, because gas impingement guns work, and you can clean them and keep them clean, and even if it's really, really cold, you can use grease or lube on it that's not going to slow it down. Having said that, it's kind of fun to have a piston-driven gun because it gives you some other benefits. But are you going to shoot it more than 1,000 rounds at a time without cleaning it, which is where the piston starts really paying off? Or, here's another question. Is there any possibility in your work that you're ever going to use it with a suppressor?
A suppressor, I'm not sure of. Cleaning it, I'm very OCD when it comes to cleaning my firearms.
Right.
Sometimes too much. I got to just, stop. They're clean. I think it's more or less. I was calling you to, hopefully you'd say, yes, it's worth it. Then I could go home and tell my wife, well, he said it was a better one, so now I got to buy it, I got to build one, so...
Matthew, look, I am very much in the camp of we got to help each other out, so here's the deal. Matthew, I wouldn't have a direct impingement gun. You've got to get yourself a piston-driven patrol rifle, okay? I mean, this is absolutely necessary for you, for your work. How'd you do?
Thank you very much.
All right. You have a good day. Line 3, Race is with us out of Ypsilanti. How you doing, Race?
Hi, Tom. I'm just calling to thank you and to thank Access Sites. Last month I was a winner of one of the giveaways.
All right. What'd you get?
Yeah, I got myself a set of Access Sights for my Glock 27.
Outstanding. Now, do you have them on there already?
They're not on. I've got them here in the house. I haven't put them on yet. I have to get off the old Trijicons that are on there.
Okay, well, you're going to like them. I mean, look, Trijicon makes good sights. XS makes good sights. Different, obviously. Now, you're going to put this... I'm sorry, which gun do you say you're going to put this on?
Glock 27.
Okay, the 27, the baby Glock. That would be very nice. I like the idea of big dot sights on small guns, particularly self-defense guns you're going to use at a lot of speed. Or, as Ryan said on one of our shows, XS sights are great for shooting at oh-crap speed, and I believe that's pretty much described it really well.
It's not a target shooting gun. It's a defensive gun.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. See, people, you actually do win stuff, but you got to go enter. Thank you, Race. I appreciate that. We have a new contest up, by the way. Go to our website, guntalk.com/win, W-I-N. Get you in there. Mike's on line 1, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Hey, Mike.
Hello?
Hey, Mike, you're on.
Hey, I was just wondering if I should re-blue my Winchester 1885 lever-action shotgun. It's all gray right now, a little bit of rust, and I'm trying to preserve it. It was my granddad's.
All right, here's the deal. If you, as a collector's piece, the value is probably better if it's not re-blued, but if you say, I just want this thing to look really cool, it was my granddad's gun, I want it to be nice, there's nothing in the world wrong with re-bluing it. I mean, it's going to be your call, understanding that if you ever want to sell it as a collector's piece, re-bluing it is going to reduce the value.
what kind of blue should I go for? It's like the original.
Boy, I don't know. But I do know who to talk to. Go call the guys at Brownells. Brownells.com. You can get their phone number. They sell all kind of bluing materials, and they may be able to hook you up with a good gunsmith. Because if you're going to go with hot blue, that's a specialty deal. You need somebody who really knows what he's doing to do a nice job with that. Wait a minute. Call screener says, I know one. All right, so whisper in my ear, and we'll get you fixed up. Tell you what, I think I would call the guys at Brownells, ask around, but keep listening to the show. If we have somebody who'll say, yeah, I know somebody in the Oklahoma City area, or maybe somebody said you could send it, we'll ask for some calls. I'm looking for some suggestions on who could do a really nice job of bluing a Winchester 1885. That would be pretty cool. So, Mike, you just keep listening. Just keep listening if you would, please. Let's see. We don't have, where are we, guys? I don't think we have time to get one more call in, do we? Not really. Ray, don't go anywhere. We're going to get to you, okay? We'll get you when we come back. I want to talk a little bit about Tiger McKee, the 1911s. Oh. We just got some guns in. It's really interesting. We get a lot of guns in, and we're really in the middle of our production schedule for television. We're doing 3 TV shows and all that. And it was funny. I came into the office, and Ryan says, you got to check this out. And it was a Springfield Armory. I think it's their loaded version, but it had really slim grips. And it reminded me, the grip panels on a 1911, when you replace them, if you go with the slim ones, it makes it a different feeling gun. I mean, really, seriously, a lot different. And you think, well, I don't know what it is, 1/10 of an inch, maybe. It may not even be that much. But the feel is so different. You put it in your hands, you go, whoa, I love that. So if you're kind of thinking of something you might want to do to a 1911, you might consider getting some slim grips. These are grip panels we're talking about, okay? Take those off and put on the slim ones and see how you like it. My bet is that you're going to really like the feel of them, and then you'll wonder, how did I shoot those other ones? Might as well try it.
One of Talker Magazine's 100 most important radio talk show hosts in America. You're listening to Gun Talk, heard every week at this time on great radio stations across America. Stay tuned. Gun Talk is coming right back. Covering all aspects of gun ownership every week on this fine radio station. You're listening to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
We had a caller earlier who said, I guess he just found out or figured out that the AARP, the group for retired persons, has a decidedly anti-gun stance. And he said, wanted to make sure that everybody understood that. I thought everybody knew that. I thought everybody understood that. I've actually had people tell me, well, yeah, I know that, but boy, you really get good discounts on your medicine. So, okay, so at least we figured out the value of your, I don't know, your integrity. We understand how much it costs to buy you off. Sure, I'll support a gun control group if they will give me some discounts on medicine. AARP says we should treat firearms as diseases. And they quote this spurious research about guns in the home, and then they say things like, well, our senior citizens feel like they're prisoners in their own homes. Well, you know what? They wouldn't feel that way if they had a gun. So if you haven't heard this yet, let me be the first to tell you, AARP is decidedly anti-gun. If you are a member of AARP, I just would like to offer that piece of information for your consideration so you can kind of figure out how much people have to pay you to support an anti-gun group, a gun ban group. You ever sent AARP a note, ask them for their stance on gun control? You get this weird response, and it's like, We're going to use a whole lot of big words and run-on sentences and hope that you don't understand what we're actually saying, because we actually think you're probably too stupid to understand it, because you're one of those gun hicks who doesn't quite get the fact that we're out there to help everybody. Okay, did we confuse you enough yet? Yeah. Let's go to line 4. Ray's with us. Grants Pass, Oregon. Ray, you got a range report for us?
Yes, sir. I picked up I called a couple weeks ago. I bought a 19-something Mossberg 185 DB, and that baby is so accurate. And it's in a 20 gauge. And I picked up
a bolt action. Okay, for those who don't know, it's a bolt action shotgun.
That's
I think those were made. Yeah, those were made between 1948 and 1964. So, are you shooting slugs?
I am just shooting birdshot. I called up last week or so, or 2 weeks ago, about home defense, and I patterned it. Oh, my gosh. It is so tight compared to the 12 gauge. And I just happened to pick up my first 1911. I picked up a Dan Wesson RZ, stainless steel. Oh, my gosh.
You like it, huh?
I am sold on the 1911. I am absolutely sold, and I just ordered Tiger McGee's Fighting with the 1911. I'm just waiting desperately to find all about this.
Okay. So you haven't gotten the DVD yet. All right. Well, when you get that DVD, you're going to learn a lot about not just the 1911. We titled it that way, but also just about using handguns and self-defense. Tons of information. The other thing let me ask you, when you ordered the DVD, did you also order Tiger's book, The Book of Two Guns?
I was going to order that, but I wanted to read. I'm kind of a nerd dude, so I like to do a lot of research on everything. So I'm going to actually order that, because I guess it was a diary of some sort. It was kind of written down as he was a student, I believe.
It is a fascinating book. It's actually written in his own hand printing, and the illustrations are his own work. It is, I would call it an undergraduate and graduate degree level education in the use of the AR-15 and the 1911 in self-defense work.
I was going to order. That's probably going to be my next. It's on the budget for the next week or so. But
okay.
I was reading about Tiger, and it was like he went to Thunder Ranch, and there was an educator there. And I'm planning to go to Thunder Ranch as well, just when he's got an opening there. Oh,
I'm just going to say you need to sign up for 2015 to get to Thunder Ranch. They are probably booked up for the entire year right now, because they stay really busy out there. But with good reason, they're that good. Listen, congratulations on the guns. You're going to like the video, and after you get a chance to look at it, you might want to pick up that book, the Tiger's book, The Book of Two Guns. Thanks so much for that call, Ray. By the way, if you don't know what we're talking about, the DVD and the book are both available on our website, Gun Talk. It's shopguntalk.com. Let me get that right, shopguntalk.com. And I think we've got a combo deal where you can get the DVD and the book together, which is a really nice package. Line 3, Jason, McAllen, Texas, down south there. Hey, Jason, you're looking at multiple firearms, huh?
Yeah, I'm one of your fellow pilots. We've talked over the years, and I always appreciate your advice. And question for you, thanks to you, I went and bought because you had the Top Gun Supply people on the show. So I had to spend some money on a SIG from those guys. and then I decided that I needed to buy a couple of AR-15 complete lowers. So I did that. Mm-hmm. So now I've got 3 firearms to pick up from my dealer, my FSL. Right. And he's advised me that if I pick them all up at the same time, I have to fill out the multiple firearm purchase form. And all my gun owning friends are saying, don't do that, because you're going to attract unwanted attention from the feds, and they're going to, get your information. And when they come to round everybody's guns up, you're going to come to your house first. What do you think about that? Is that paranoia, or is that...
Just a second. Let me get my tinfoil helmet. I got to get my tinfoil helmet to fit really well here, okay? So make sure that I've got... It's nonsense. Utter, complete nonsense. They're not going to think
that I'm up to something nefarious just because I'm buying multiple weapons, are they?
They are going to be so busy with me, they are never going to pay attention to you. I mean, like, I'm telling you, a week ago, I did a multiple report. I think I picked up, 12, 15, 20 guns at one time. We do it all the time. It is SOP for us. And these are, we get them in, we use them for the TV show, we send them back. I don't care. I just don't care. Look, if they're starting to do door-to-door searches, we're all hosed. So whether you buy them one at a time or 10 at a time, it just doesn't matter. And I know people are going, oh, you don't want to be on the list. We're all on a list. Are you kidding me? I mean, they're probably, anybody who's listening to the show is probably already on a list. I just don't care. I'm not going to let their paperwork keep me from doing what I can do legally under the Constitution, what I should do. So, look, you got to do what you got to do, Jason. But I'm just going to tell you, I wouldn't worry about it. I would go get those guns, put them all in one form, and I would sleep well. In fact, that's what I do. I do sleep well. I don't worry about that at all.
Oh, thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.
Okay, listen, you keep the shiny side up, get the wheels down, check down and lock before you get down there to the ground. Otherwise, it makes a very loud and very expensive noise. I've seen that happen to a buddy of mine. 866-TALK-GUN will get you in here. I'm Tom Gresham. This is Gun Talk.
Tired of overpaying for one concealed carry holster after another that is flimsy, hard to hide, or just plain uncomfortable? At Alien Gear Holsters, less than $30 gets you a professional quality holster that's super stealthy and ultra comfortable. Every Alien Gear holster is backed by a forever warranty, a 30-day test drive, and free shell trades for life in case you buy a different gun. AlienGearHolsters.com. AlienGearHolsters.com.
The .45 Auto, also known as the 1911, is the standard other defensive pistols are measured against. No matter what pistol you carry, techniques developed around the 1911 are vital. You know you need training, and you know your concealed carry class definitely was not training. Now Gun Talk presents an exciting DVD, Fighting with the 1911 with Tiger McKee. Tiger's unique training style will have you drawing, moving, shooting, and running your gun better, no matter what style pistol you prefer. At ShopGunTalk.com, you can order our DVDs of Tiger's instruction. ShopGunTalk.com also has a 2-DVD set, including Concealed Carry 1. Get both for the information you know you need. This really is life and death. ShopGunTalk.com has DVDs, books, and other essential gear. ShopGunTalk.com. That's ShopGunTalk.com.
The Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently. When it comes to personal protection, nothing beats a Bodyguard. Choose the lightweight, compact, and concealable Bodyguard 380 pistol or the Bodyguard 38 revolver, both with a built-in laser sight. The Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently.
You bet your life on your defense ammo. Get the proven performance of Nosler bullets in the new Nosler Defense Ammunition, featuring the same technology as the famous AccuBond line. Polymer tipper hollow point, bonded performance handgun bullets for weight retention and barrier penetration. Available only in Nosler Defense Ammunition in 9mm, 40, and 45 caliber. Also available in 223 with a 64 grain bullet. Visit Nosler.com.
A famous radio consultant once said he'd be off the air in a year. Whoops! Defending your Second Amendment rights since 1995 on over 150 radio stations nationwide. You're listening to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
All right, we are with you. Actually, past 160 radio stations now carrying Gun Talk. If you are traveling around the country and you want to be able to tune in, you go to our website, guntalk.com/listen, and you can find a list there of the radio stations which carry Gun Talk. By the way, and also, remember, you got to say thank you. Your mom told you to say please and thank you. Let your local station know that you enjoy listening to Gun Talk on the radio. Give them a holler. Do me a favor. I'd appreciate that. I would consider it a personal favor if you would do that. Let your stations know you like listening to Gun Talk. Let's go talk to Steve on 2. He's in Pensacola, Florida, with a range report. Hey, what'd you take to the range there, Steve?
Well, Tom, I finally got my Mini 30 delivered that I ordered 9 months ago, and had the first opportunity to shoot today, and I absolutely love it. It's one of the smoothest cycling, and the recoil is less than an AR actually, and very accurate. We were shooting paper at 50 yards and bifocal eyes with the iron sights. We were hitting it. I know, it was great.
Now that's chambered for the 7.62 by 39?
39, yes.
Okay, so in essence, the AK-47 round, but in a Ruger semi-auto, is basically like a Mini 14, but it's the Mini 30. Right. Did you get any extra magazines for it?
Not yet, but I have an offer from Ruger that came with the with registering online that I'm going to utilize to get a couple extra mags for Ruger. But 2 mags came with the rifle, which surprised me. I was expecting only 1.
That is nice. So let me ask you this. What was your purpose in getting it? Is this like a hog gun, a pest control gun, or just a let's go have fun gun?
It's a let's go have fun gun that was in a caliber that ammunition was available for in vast quantities 9 months ago when I ordered it, when I couldn't get ammo for the AR. So I had to buy the gun. I had to buy the gun to be able to go out to the range and shoot because there was nothing available for the AR.
Okay, I see you want to. Do you want to get into reloading for it?
Well, my son-in-law is wanting to get into reloading, and that was going to be a question I was going to ask you. Is that one of the old timers that was out at the range with us today? He was recommending that my son-in-law start off his journey on reloading by familiarizing himself with a lot of the reloading publications. But since I know that that they're not cheap, they some of them run $50, $60, $70. That rather than just randomly going out and trial and error which one might be the best place to start, I thought I'd ask you what your recommendation for that would be.
If somebody's just getting started, a really neat way to go and save a bunch of money is to pick up some used loading manuals. Now, it's not going to have the latest info in terms of the latest powders and everything, but they're not going to be much different. Most of the powders are going to be the same. And you could probably go online. You could probably throw something up on Craigslist that you're looking for something like that and pick up used loading manuals. And my guess is you could pick those up for $5 or something. And the information that you get about various calibers and background and about getting started in loading are going to work. Also, another inexpensive way to get all this information is the websites of the companies that have loading manuals, Hodgdon, Nosler, Barnes, etc. On their websites, they have how-to information, and they also have load data on their websites. And those are all free, so you could do that too. So I would suggest maybe if you're trying to save money, just getting started, I would go with maybe used loading manuals and the online sites.
Okay, and one final question, Tom. Would it be better for him to start out with a single stage loading press or multi-stage?
I suggest a single stage because you really learn, you understand the process, and when you're doing fine tuning of loads, single stage is great. If you end up wanting to do, more quantity, you could always pick up a progressive later on. But I really like starting people out with a single stage loader.
Okay, hey, thanks for your advice. Sure appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Steve. Appreciate it. John's in San Antonio on one. Hey, John, what is AMAC?
It's the Association of Mature American Citizens, and it's a conservative AARP, essentially. In fact, you can get the same kind of things, insurance and discounts, and they even have a statement regarding the Second Amendment. It says, AMAC supports the Constitution of the United States of America and our Bill of Rights, including the Second Amendment. Exercising the right to keep and bear arms demands the utmost responsibility, but we believe the Second Amendment guarantees our inalienable right to keep and bear arms. We urge all gun owners and users to be safe and responsible. Of course, firearms should only be obtained and used legally. We believe that all gun owners...
Hey, John, I got to jump in, John, because the music's rolling on top of us. It's AMAC. I just looked it up, AMAC.US. It is a conservative version of AARP. AARP is a gun control, gun ban group. AMAC.US. Looks to me like it's worth checking out. I got to find out more about this. Be right back.
Gun Talk stands for safety, personal responsibility, and common courtesy. To be a part of the show, call 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Gun Talk will be right back.
All right, back with you. 866-TALK-GUN will get you in here. Let's see, going to Ron on 4. He's in Elko, Nevada. Hey, Ron, what you looking for here?
I'm looking for a rifle chambered in the 4.60. I have the 4.60 Smith & Wesson, and I want to shoot it through a rifle, barreled, a rifle. And I thought I'd call you and ask you and see what you thought.
Yeah, let's see. Thompson Center has, let's see, what is their model? Hold on a second. The Thompson Center Pro Hunter Katahdin Carbine, chambered for the 460. Here's the problem. I'm looking to see if anybody's got a lever action. The issue is this is a very high-pressure cartridge, and I'm not sure if anybody's making a lever action for one yet. I mean, it's possible, but I don't know that they are.
Well, Thompson Center would be a single shot, be pretty strong breech and all,
Yes.
wouldn't it?
Exactly. That's the whole thing. It's a very strong action, and they can chamber it for that. Yeah, I've seen some reports of people who were going to do a lever action, but I haven't found anybody who actually has pulled it off. Maybe, let's see here, maybe Bighorn Armory. That looks interesting. Bighorn Armory, I'm just looking at their website. They've got a 500. So maybe they'll do a 460. I don't know. Do you have some 460 ammo? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I have a bunch of that, and I thought it's a pretty fast round, and put it through a rifle barrel. It'd be good for short range. It'd be good knockdown power, and I'd like to do that.
It actually would be good for fairly long range. I would think you're going to pick up, going from a revolver to like the Thompson Center, you're going to pick up another 300 feet per second. I mean, it's a lot. That's going to make that an honest 250-yard gun at that point with some serious smack power in it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Okay, I gotta ask you the question, the obvious question. Why do you have a lot of 460 ammo? Because, I mean, people basically don't shoot a lot of 460.
Well, back in the day, I bought a bunch of it because I bought the 460. And I'm a true believer in buying a lot of ammo for whatever you have.
Right.
460 pistol is not that much fun to shoot. I mean, it rocks.
Yeah, I know.
It really rocks. And I put a number of rounds through it, and it really rocks. I mean, there's a time and a place for it, but
sure.
I thought I'd put it through a rifle since I had the ammo and be able to use it more.
Well, I'll tell you what, take a look at Thompson Center also, and I can't find definitively yet, Bighorn Armory to find out if they say they chamber a lever action for the 500. And look, I know nothing about this company, all right? Bighorn Armory, just found them on the web here, but you might check to see if they're going to do a 460. But yeah, the great part, for those who don't know, the great part about the 460 cartridge in a revolver, in the big Smith & Wesson revolver, is you can also shoot 454 Casull, 45 Colt in it. I'm guessing that's probably what you do a good bit.
Yeah. Well, shooting the 45 is like shooting a 22, really, in that size gun.
It's like a pop gun.
So that's pretty good. But
yeah,
great. The 460 really bucks.
Yeah, it does. Do me a favor. If you get the TC and shoot the 460 out of it, then we want you to give us a range report. Let us know how it works out, okay?
Yeah, I will. And if I could, Tom, can I put a shout out?
We are absolutely out of time, man. I would let you get another one in here, but they're rolling the music on top of me even as we speak, which means, and here's the way it works in Radioland. When we hit the time, you and I can keep talking, but nobody's going to hear us because they're going to run that commercial. Now, I'll tell you what, when we come back, we're going to be giving away really a very cool gun. It's like the first one that Ruger has, a new gun from Ruger, and you'll have a chance to win it.
In most listening areas, there's one more hour of gun talk coming your way. Then stick around for the after show. After a short break, Tom will be right back with more gun talk. Keep it here on this great radio station.